All right, y'all. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. This is the heavy hitter edition. You're going to see why in just a little bit. What's in your garage? I'm in the bay. Let's get to it. Y'all going to like this one. Get this bad boy. Cliff, open up for me, bad boy. Oh, we're going to start with this one. Ooh, look at that 56. Oh, wait. Is that a 57? There's no way. Is that a C10? No way. Another girl. What's underneath here? Wow, there's the man of the hour right there. What's going on, my man?
How you doing, brother?
Good, man. Bring it in. Woo! Look at this lineup. Yeah, man, I gotta have you pull these out, brother.
All right, all right.
Let's pull these out, please. Told y'all, what's in your garage? I do want to apologize for any wind noise. I do have mics on here, but it's probably still going to catch. I gotta apologize, y'all, but trust me, it's the only way I can get it.
Once you get it started, you have to lower it.
Well, I gotta put
You did it.
battery charge first.
Have you seen this thing before?
Nice. No, I haven't.
You haven't seen it in person?
No, not in person. Everybody else has, except for me. I was like, oh, of all people.
Obviously on Instagram you've seen it.
Yeah, of course.
It kind of took a life of its own on Instagram.
Yeah. Y'all know about the bubble installation, and he said it works too. I'm about to get me one of them. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all know all about this one. For those of you wondering, that's Chris Rourke's son. Oh my gosh, look at this thing. Oh my gosh, game over. Game over. What? Oh my gosh, we're gonna get into that one. We are gonna get into that one. Still more toys to come. Oh, and by the way, there's another garage too. I'm gonna show y'all that. It keeps going. Lowrider's involved too. Don't worry. can see that plaque. That'll let you know where I'm at. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. I know y'all hear that background. Hey, it must be nice, right? That thing is bananas. So this car he's getting ready to pull out right now, I know it's not a lot of y'all's taste, but this thing is awesome. I'm gonna let him tell y'all, but this thing right here is nothing to play with. Look at that color. Ooh, this is a man's garage right here. Look at that thing. Oh my gosh. Strictly for the car lovers right here. Like I said, we're gonna get to the lowriders. They're in the other garage. This is just the first garage. Oh my God. Oh my God. Got the bag to match. Look at this color, y'all. Wow. I know some of y'all was like, what's up with that? What's up with that golf cart though? It's custom too. He even got trucks to match this. Oh, we're gonna get into that, like I said. This is the big dog episode. Yep. Just trying to figure out how we wanna park them here so we can interview. Hopefully y'all can hear me good and there's no wind noise. I do apologize for the wind noise, man, but I gotta do what I gotta do on this one. That should be good. And then you come forward. Well, you know what? Come up a little more. Come to like right here. A little more, a little more. A little more, a little more, a little more. Alright, that's good. That's probably good. And then yeah, a little bit more, a little bit more. Right there? Alright. Look, I was so excited I wasn't even recording for y'all right now, I'm sorry. Pointing at the ground. Oh my gosh. I am a kid in the candy store right now. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. That 57 about to have me crying, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie. That one's probably good. What do you think? Maybe had a 57 partially out of the garage, or he probably won't do that. It's probably all the way in the garage, and then we just have him pull it out as we talk about it.
I would say bring that back just a little bit because that's the main attraction, right?
Yeah.
So bring that back just a little bit because you can
Right.
predict what it's gonna look like.
All right, I'm gonna save some battery, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and have him open up the hoods and all that good stuff, and we'll get to talking about it. Again, first garage. Wait for the second. I almost don't even want to even show y'all yet. Let me wait.
You want to start at the Roadster?
Yeah, it's gonna start the roaster.
Okay.
All right, tell us about this bad boy.
Okay, so this is a 1932 Boydster 2. Boyd actually developed this car. It was designed by Chip Foose. This actual car was being built by Boyd when he passed away, and then we bought it out of an investment auction. It was probably, I don't know, 40% done, and then we ended up redoing the whole car anyways. And this car was specifically built for the Amber competition, which is America's Most Beautiful Roadster at the Grand National. It competed in 2018 for that award. It's on a complete Roadster shop. I mean, it's not a Roadster. This is a Boyd Connington chassis with Boyd Connington suspension on it. Rich Santana interior design did the interior in this car. The car was built by Lucky 7 Customs. All my cars were built by Lucky 7.
Okay.
Every one of them. So this was built by Lucky 7. Little out of their wheelhouse. They're more into customs. They're traditional custom cars. But they're always up for a challenge, and they do an incredible job. It's got a 350 small block in it. The fuel injection system on this car was hand built by Boyd. It was built for a real concept car, the Evolution Corvette, and this was a brother to it. And so we end up finding this through searching for it, and then we end up redoing the whole thing where it was actually usable for the car. So it was kind of neat that it was a Boyd car, and we used a Boyd piece for the induction system on it. The wheels on it are forge line billets. They're a true knockoff billet wheel. We've taken them apart and redid the whole thing on them. They're 6-piston Wellwoods all the way around on this car. Every piece of this car is chromed and polished, and obviously.
That's beautiful.
It's got a Boyd Connington independent rear suspension in it.
Wow. Now, I'm going to show the motor real quick, because you said this is a 350? I can't, man, that's crazy.
It's a 350, yes it is.
I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, most people don't. But we ended up doing, it doesn't have any breathers, so it actually has we made a breather system with a catch can down here, so we didn't have to put anything on the valve cover whatsoever.
Gotcha.
And we just kind of hit everything. The tubing is all the fuel rail for this thing. Boyd actually, usually they use a fuel rail on them, but Boyd actually, they made these little billet covers that cover the fuel injectors themselves, and then it's hard lined to each injector individually.
Very nice.
Autotrend EFI out of Placerville did the fuel injection, and he actually wired the car as well, Dave Erlander, and he's a genius when it comes to fuel injection. Anybody has a problem with fuel injection, he's the man. He really is. And so he's the one that found this system and was able to put it together and make it run.
Okay.
So,
let's talk about that interior.
The interior was done by Rich Santana Interior Designs. And it was done at Sid Shaver's shop in Santa Clara. Sid made the one-off lift-off top for it. This is all OEM Ferrari leather. 100% wool carpet in it.
Almost looks like what they use for Bentley too.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that. Even the rack is chrome. Let me get up there, y'all. Wow. I see it's got some of those popular pop-out gate-about windows.
It does have a pop-out window. I don't know why it's popped out, but it does have a pop-out in it. Yep.
This thing is nice. I know it's not a lot of people's speed, but man, it's mine.
Yeah, it's different. I'm a car guy. I love
I-
cars. I don't care what it is.
Right,
If
me
it's
too.
got wheels and a motor, I'm into it. I don't,
Same
you
here,
know.
brother. Same here. True car enthusiast. Wow. I'll come on my other camera and get the little details. It's a little hard on this camera, but wow, look at this. Now you saying off camera that this one right here might be for sale?
Yeah, this car's for sale. They're all for sale, right? They're all going to be for sale at some point. But this one's, yeah, definitely for sale.
All right. Well, I'll put his info in there, y'all. So if
There
there's
you
any
go.
buyers,
Yeah.
you see it. I'm here. It's real. Caliboy can touch it, but I'm not going to touch this one. I'm going to stay far away.
It's
Look at
got
this
an
thing.
electric shifter in it.
Oh, let me fix the camera.
It's got a push button shifter under the dash.
Let me show it from this side.
And then the steering, I believe the steering wheel is removable to make it a little easier to get at the car.
Really?
So we made it where you could take the
Okay.
steering wheel off.
Love it.
So I don't know if
Man,
it helps you get in the car, but it's supposed to. That's the idea.
Man, even its top, like this is beautiful. This color is a custom made color?
It is a custom made color. It is. Marcos Garcia, the
deep
owner
that
of
is.
Lucky 7, he actually makes the color for every car. And then obviously the rims and the motor and everything are the exact same color with matte clear.
I love it. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. What size are we running on here?
They're 20s in the rear and 18s in the front. I believe that's what they are. Shit, it's been
Yeah, I
so
know for
long.
sure 20s in the back. I just seen it
Okay,
right
so
now.
they're 18s in the
This
front.
color is, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a really neat color. I tend to go to the brown tones a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why. I think they're timeless. You know,
Yeah, you can't go wrong with a,
you
with a
can't
nice
hardly
brown.
go wrong. No.
All right, so I'll come back in the other camera and get detail. Let's talk about the C10.
Okay, the C10 is 72 cab, all the sheet metal 67. This is on an Acme chassis, complete chassis. And it's got a 454 that Dave from Auto Trend EFI built the fuel injection for it. And then, let's see, the cab, we've molded all the drip rails out of it, we molded everything on this car. The bumpers have been tucked into the body, shortened. It's got shot wheels on it. They're 24 12s in the back and 22 9s in the front.
Nice.
Ring Brothers made the mirrors for it.
Yeah, I seen the mirrors. I love those.
Yeah. So those are actually same thing. Those are a Gen 1 Camaro mirror. So all we did is we remachined this back piece so we could fit it on the C10 because it has a different arch to it.
Got you.
It's got Fessler flush fit glass all the way around.
Almost missed that. Nice. Yeah, all the drip rails, everything shaved off. Can't point to it, but yeah, right there, right up in there. Nice. Talk about this motor. Hold on, before we're about to overpass it here.
Yeah. It's just a standard 454 crate motor, Chevrolet.
Yeah.
We wanted to. We actually were trying to go away from an LS on this thing.
Really?
Yeah, just
everybody
to be
else is doing it. You just
different.
wanted it to be
Everybody
different.
was doing LSs at the time, and so the chassis they were even like, does anybody even make a chassis that, you know what I mean? They're like, you sure you don't want to do an LS? We're like, no, we're going to do something different. And so we went with the 454 with fuel injection.
No, that's right. Cause look, it looks good. As soon as you open it up, I was like, what? I was thinking it was an LS that looked like a 454.
Right,
so
right.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's the new thing, right?
Right.
Make
so
them
it's a
look
real
like something else.
454.
But that's a real 454, yeah.
Wow. Looks good to actually see something different. So I understand why you did it, brother.
Yeah. So.
This is body dropped?
It is body dropped.
Okay.
Yep. The lay rail. Took the wing windows out. It's got Ring Brother door handles, Ring Brother instrument clusters, everything inside is Ring Brother.
Nice. Look at this, y'all. Very nice. Smells like brand new leather in here too, y'all.
Same gentleman did the interior in this thing. Rich Santana did the interior in it. It's got Alcantara headliner, obviously red leather, and then red Daytona carpeting.
Love it. I love those pedals.
Yeah.
Wow. AC units, very nice.
I love interiors. I'm an interior guy. I just love interiors.
Let's talk about the bed. Y'all can see that. Wow. Very nicely done. Look at the wood panels.
This is actually airbrushed. Marcos airbrushed
No
this.
way.
This is all aluminum. We had it veneered in wood, and the wood kept delaminating on us.
Really?
And so he said, well, I'm going to make it aluminum, and he just airbrushed all the wood.
This is all airbrushed?
Yeah, it's all airbrushed.
How long it take him to do it?
Amazing. It was like not even a day.
No way.
He did the whole thing. He's
back window.
And they, like I said, they build all my cars. They do everything. So every time we have a problem, it's for them to figure out, not me.
Yeah, right,
I write checks. I'm a check writer. That's what I tell everybody. I don't build cars. Right. I write checks. So that's for them to figure out.
Look at this. So this one is the center knockoff too also, right?
Yeah. No. That's a shot wheel. That's just a cover.
Oh, I see what they did.
It's
I see it now. I see it now. So I was thinking it was like race cars.
And once again, they don't doesn't chrome their wheels. So we tore them down and had them chrome plated, and then recircoated them all. It's all Cerakote.
Really?
Yeah.
Because this is billet style, right?
So it is, but they're one piece. Or it's actually a two piece. They weld in the centers.
The center,
right?
Yeah.
They weld in the center, so it's a two piece. But they won't chrome their wheels. They only polish them. And so I have too many cars to take care of to polish wheels.
Trust me, I hate polish too, but I like how it looks in the beginning. But yeah,
I love them too when they're polished. When somebody else is polishing them, not when I'm polishing them.
You sound
they
like
don't
me.
do too well.
So you have to screenshot that, man.
So the car we had them on there polished, and then by the time we came out of the body shop, I said, we're gonna have to chrome those. I don't like them. Same thing at the rear bumper. You can see where we tucked it way to the body.
Tucked it nice too. Wow. Like the Chevrolet chrome insert. Very nice, brother. I like that plate too.
Yeah. And then the taillights were custom made by Marquez Designs.
Oh my gosh.
They do a lot of the one-piece ones that are solid red. And this was they were going to try this where they did the two-piece with the backup lights, but they never produced them. And so when I was contacting him about getting some lights, he said, hey, if you want to run these, he'll let me have them. So they're the only set out there, actually.
Wow.
That had the two-piece like that. And he does such a nice job with his work.
Everything about all these cars so far is nice for him. I'm going to show these mirrors on this side now that this door is closed. That's lovely right there. I love it. Woo. So let's talk about the car.
The car.
That got me out here, man.
Okay. The 57.
And please give me all details. I need to know everything.
There it is. So it was, I bought this car from, I don't know if he was the original owner, but the man was in his 80s and he owned a body shop. And he had painted this car and he hadn't put it together for 30 years. It was still in pieces from when he painted it because he never had time.
For 30
he owned a body shop, yeah. So.
Oh, it'd be like that, yeah.
And he had a bunch of Trifives, and so he finally said, "Well, this is one I'm probably not going to get to." And it was a really neat story because he was local here, and I was going to look at the car, and I said, "Hey, if I get your address, I'm going to come look at the car." He said, "Oh," and I said, "Let me pull over and I'll write your address down." He said, "Oh, you don't have to pull over because you'll remember it." His address was 57 Chevrolet was his address.
No freaking way.
Yeah, and he was in a gated community, a very high-end gated community, but he said he was the original house in this gated community, so they let him pick his address. And it was this really super high-end gated community. I thought it was a neat, and the man was just the nicest, most humblest man I'll ever meet. And I wanted him to see the car finish, but he never got to do that. So it was kind of a bummer.
Oh man.
So he's the one I got the car from. So the car was really a super, super solid car when we got it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't use too much of the car. So, but it was a great starting piece. There's almost zero metal work on this car. It was that solid.
Man.
So then when we decided to go this route, it was going to be an all-out lowrider originally.
Really?
Yeah, we started off was going to be an all-out lowrider, and then we kind of switched it up a little bit. My buddy had built a 55 that had hubcaps but was lifted, and I just loved the look of it. It just looked like such a cool look. Yeah, it was different.
Something different.
So then I thought, well, I'm going to just kind of do that a little to the extreme. So this thing sits on a Roadster shop chassis. It's a one-off chassis. We actually shipped the car to Illinois to scan it. So they scan the whole belly pan, and then they can design the chassis on computer and make sure that it's all working. It works well.
Yeah.
So this chassis works well at probably 2 inches off the ground.
Ooh.
And nothing hits. Obviously, there's nothing is lower than the frame. Everything is tucked up.
Because what size wheels are you running now?
They're 29s all the way around.
Okay.
The front wheels are exactly the same as the rears, which created a big complication. We thought, well, if you just build the chassis, everything else is okay. But what it does is it brings everything way up into the car.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so the white wall is making them look bigger then.
Yeah.
I thought they were at least 22s.
Yeah, they're 20s.
Wow.
We probably could have went with a 22, but it'd been tough.
Right. It would have been a much skinnier tire.
We had a hard time because the wheel well is basically almost to here to get the tire. When this thing lays out, the top of the tire is almost at right this height.
Got you.
And so to get the top to fold
Yeah,
down
still
completely, it was really
tough.
At first, we didn't think we'd be able to lay the car out and have the top down at the same time.
Got
But
you.
it's super, super tight. But we can get the top all the way down and lay it out. But that was the first problem. And then the tranny hump becomes huge. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because originally I was going to put a bench seat in this because I wanted it to look like it 57.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously 57 never made a bench seat. I mean buckets.
Bucket, yeah.
And so I wanted it to be a bench seat, but then I thought, man, with that tranny hump, it would look just horrible. And the motor came up so high. So everything created a lot of work that, people have no idea.
So you had to make a custom insert for the middle piece then, huh?
Yeah, because we took everything out of it.
Uh-huh.
We took the clock and everything, so we custom made that.
Love that steering wheel. I'll get over there on that side and show it. Wow.
And the same thing, we took the shifter and the blinker out of the column. We wanted the column to be super smooth.
Oh, yeah, where's the shifter?
The shifter and everything is in the console. It's electronic. So it's got electronic shifter.
So yeah, there's no shifter.
And electronic,
Point, but
It even has electronic blinkers that are timed out. You hit the button and then they'll actually auto cancel.
What?
So it's not just like push button blinkers. It's a computer that runs them.
Man, you thought of everything on this one. Matter of fact, before we forget, because I'm looking at it, tell me about this right up in here.
So all the moldings on the entire car, inside and out, were handmade by Little Louie out of Tennessee. So this is all solid brass. There's no stock moldings on the car anywhere.
So this isn't stock, y'all.
And there's no seams anywhere on the car.
No seams. That's one piece.
Even these are one piece all the way to the bumper. These are 17 pounds each of solid brass, the wings. And you can see where they go all the way into the bumper. That's the only seam. And the bumper is completely hand built.
Yes, man. Wow.
I mean, the only thing that we use 57 is the crossbar on the bumper.
Look at all the details. That's stuff you got to pay attention to right there.
Because
this right here is one piece too, right?
Yeah, there's one piece all the way to there. We made a pocket that bolts into. A guy reshaped these out of steel because they're usually pot metal, so we couldn't cut them and dissect them. So we just recreated them out of steel.
So because this is obviously different right up in here. What did you use for right in here?
So this is actually a body wrap, honestly.
Really?
The chrome it's an aluminum product.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful that you don't crease it. And then these are just, my buddy made strips of satin clear and made the strips. Because not only, you know how the 57 has a gap here anyway?
Yes, there's a lot of gaps.
You can't get, and then we laid this wing back about 3/4 of an inch. Just to accent it. So this even became bigger, you know what I mean?
Yeah, wow.
And so we had to make something. So we made this. At the Roadster show, they dinged us for this. They didn't like it.
For the wrap part?
Yeah, they didn't, because they said it was a sticker and they didn't like it. So and I said, well, what, and nothing else you could do, even if we made a plate, you know, this fits so tight,
Right,
you would have
so
seen
tight.
it sticking out, right?
It
And
would've
we
been
didn't want to
smooth.
see that.
That looks good, but I mean, I get it. You know,
It's something,
there's sticklers.
yeah.
Yeah, there's always something.
There's
Did
always something.
You had to make special skirts?
They custom made the skirt.
Yeah, because I see how it's coming down. Right
Because there is no rubber either. It's actually got that
What?
gap all the way. That's actually the gap on the skirt.
Yeah, when I say this thing is low.
Yeah.
This thing is low.
That's actually one of my favorite parts is the gap on the skirt.
Yes.
I just love it.
I love how it whatchamacallit right from there. Wow.
You can see the body's up probably about a 1 inch.
Right here, y'all.
Yep.
So it's raised up. Wow. Man, this carpet, this flooring, just, oh my gosh.
Yeah, he actually made a mold and then they leather wrapped the whole floor.
Oh my gosh, y'all. Oh, look, so I just remembered. Talk to us about the bolts.
The bolts on this thing, well, except for those are only non-12 bolt. But they're all 12-point hardware on this car. And then we rock tumbled them all to take all the deburring out of them. And then we machine the heads off every bolt on this car.
So let me show y'all.
And some of these bolts are actually handmade bolts.
I'm actually rushing, but I'm gonna show y'all what he's talking about real quick because I know I've seen him. Check it out. Check out every bolt is like that. This car is nothing to play with. Nothing. Any of them. Woo! Oh, okay, so talk about the door handles.
The door handles are actually made by Ring Brothers. And then we just remachined them to fit the Trifive. I'm really fond of this door handle. I used to have a 59 wagon and I had that on the wagon. And I love those door handles.
So all this trimming, none of this stuff is original 57. It's
Yep.
all new. Even these, look, these are spotlight mirrors.
It's all solid billet, the mirrors are. Chris Rourke built those.
Yep.
Even the windshield frame is one piece, no seams in it.
No windshield wipers, nothing.
This was the first convertible that Little Louie's ever tried to make a one-piece windshield frame for. And usually because they put studs in here and you have to drill holes in your post to bolt it in.
Yeah.
But on the convertibles, you got to clad the inside before the molding goes on, right?
Yes.
So there's no way to bolt the windshield frame because this has to be all clad first.
Oh.
So there was a problem getting to the bolts. We can get to all the bolts on the bottom from underneath. And then like there's one that bolts right here on the corner that we can get to that pulls it in. But then the molding was actually just urethane to the body, but it had to be perfectly fit. And then we urethaned it to the car.
You guys really did some thinking on this bad boy. How long did it take for you
This
to
was
build
a 5-year build, but it was
5 years.
pretty.
That's shorter than me.
It was pretty solid 5 years. It didn't sit anywhere. There was no jail for this car
Oh,
ever.
wait, man, just
it
always
was
working on
bills
it?
every month. Yeah.
Wow. 6 and a
The
half,
guy
man,
that
that's
actually
crazy.
did the moldings, he probably had it for 9 months making the moldings. But like I said, he did all the inside and outside. He did it. Gabe's did some of like the speaker grill moldings and the trim for the console. Gabe's Custom Interior did all the interior in this car.
They did an awesome job.
Yeah, this is the second car he's done for me, and him and his kids are just incredible.
That seat looks so comfortable. I'm not
This
gonna
is a
lie.
56 material, actually. This is a stock Chevy material, 56.
Really?
But it was in remember like the handyman wagons, the cheap version?
Yeah.
This was in those cars. It wasn't a Belair. They didn't offer it for Belair. It was the cheap model.
Oh, I'd rather have that.
Yeah, and that's where we found the material. They were a little leery on the material when I brought it to them. But then I said, Marcos at Lucky 7 said the car needed some
A little pop.
sparkle somewhere in
Little-
it
yeah.
because we tried to downplay the whole car, you know.
I feel like there's something going on with the back seat that's going over my head, man.
I don't know. They make the back seats from scratch. They don't use anything.
Right.
Well, it has a package tray. See the package tray back there?
Yes.
So it's got it looks like a hard top when the top's up. When the top's up, you can actually see it through here. The other way. See, you can't see the well.
Oh,
And then when the top actually goes down, there's two little buttons right here. These two buttons right here. You push those and the package tray pops out, and then the top goes down, and then that's actually the boot to cover the top. That piece goes back in.
Wow.
I'll put the top down later on.
Yeah, I got to see that.
And then he handmade two corners that are all made out of aluminum and covered in leather too that covers the whole top.
Wow.
So it's a hard tonneau cover. They
Oh
are,
my
and they handmade the top. The top is custom one-off made. They just fit better. You know, if you're not using a Robbins or an Easy on top, they're great tops. But when you custom make them, they make them to your car. You know, no 57's identical. They're all a little different.
Yeah.
You know, and so they trim this right to the window ledge.
Man, oh man.
We matched the paint to the top. So
Yeah,
I
you
bought
did
the
a
top
beautiful
color
job.
first.
Yeah.
So I found the top color first, and then I actually bought a roll of it because I didn't want it to go discontinue. So we kept the canvas, and then we matched the paint to the canvas.
This is a custom made color too. Obviously, the match the top.
It is a custom made color, but it's just everybody's like, "What color is that? I want to paint." I'm thinking it's just tan. There's no, I don't know, it's tan. I mean, pick a tan. I mean, nobody's ever gonna know it doesn't match identical,
You know,
but it's just tan.
People message me like, "What color was that?" Like, I didn't build the car. I had nothing to do with it. I just filmed it.
Yeah, it's just tan. We said we're gonna come up with a color just to tell people, because every once in a while I'm thinking, man, we actually painted the car this color because I wanted it to be non-flashy at all, because I wanted all the highlights to show, not the paint.
Right,
You know what I mean? If it's a candy, you're looking at the candy. You're not looking at all the trim that's made for the car and all that.
This car, you gotta really stop and look at what's going on, because it will go over your head. Talk to us about the trunk.
So the trunk is basically just, it houses battery on one side, gas fillers on the other side. This is just a compartment just for storage. Everybody thinks it's the air ride. It's not. It's full of junk, but I'll open it anyways. But it's just, but everything's Alcantara lined. When you take the door panels off this car, it's Alcantara inside where it touches the door.
What?
He lined the insides of the door panels with Alcantara.
Oh my God.
I mean, they are next level.
I love this material.
And actually, when we took the car there, we had no intention of leathering the floors. That was Big Gabe's idea. And he had this material. This was a marine material. And he said, hey, I want to use that for inserts. And I thought, well, he's a heck of a lot smarter than me. So if he thinks it's going to look good, you go do what you want.
Do what you got to do.
Yeah. And it came out incredible.
All the boats.
Yeah.
I told you, this is a car you gotta walk around it slow, because it will
you can
go
just
over your
see
head.
even
Look at this.
the gas fillers, like those are the exhaust ports.
So the exhaust is coming out right there?
Yeah, the exhaust comes out there.
Oh my gosh, bro, you're
Unfortunately,
killing me.
So here's the here's how the but you can see Alcantara line this. And this is all just magnets. So it's just magnets in.
So y'all Alcantara, that's pretty much the same stuff you find in Lamborghinis and Ferraris and stuff, man. Just
I mean, they body worked all the seams and everything. People don't even you have to be a Trifive guy to know.
Right.
You
That's
know
what
what I
I'm
mean?
looking like, man. That's why I'm like, please tell me everything, because I don't want it to go over my head. I want to see it.
You know.
Oh man, this is it. This is it, brother.
Yeah. So, we made the exhaust ports come out of there.
Go back so I can show the whole back. Look how low this thing is. Oh man. Everything low. Told y'all, man. Everything looks good low.
Yeah. Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong low.
Can't go wrong low.
Let's go to the motor. Let me get the steering wheel too, though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. This leather on the factory. Oh my gosh, that's life.
Yeah. Gabe's hand stitched it for us.
Oh man, I can look at this car all day.
So it's all billet. The steering wheel's all billet. And even like, so obviously when you do a billet steering wheel, the paint separators, they're part of the actual machining, right?
Yeah.
And usually people polish, but I didn't want to polish them, so we chromed the whole steering wheel just to get these 4 things chromed. We had to chrome the whole steering wheel, and then we painted it and then wrapped the rest.
So if y'all caught that, he had to chrome the whole steering wheel just to get those I can't point to them, the little trim pieces chrome.
Yeah, right here. These things right here.
Gotta do what you gotta do in this game, right?
Yeah.
Custom life.
They made EVOD made the steering wheel. EVOD made the grill surround and the bar, the center bar, and then they made the center cap and all the center caps on the wheels, which are CNC machined out of polycarbonate, and then we gold leafed them and painted them from the back.
Look at this thing, y'all.
Mike Curtis made the wheels for it.
Look at this thing. I don't know if I can go in, but wow, this is a car. I'm a kid in the candy store, man. This is unbelievable. Look at that. That's what it's about right there, man. The low light. Can you close that door for me?
Yeah.
this thing, y'all. Go ahead and get your screenshot on, because I know I would. Oh, man, this is life right here. All right, so talk to us about the,
So the headlight bezels themselves we actually reshaped them. We brought the venting up here. This has a halo blinker inside here.
no way.
So when the blinker's on, you can see it just kind of shoots amber on the headlight.
Yeah.
This is all billet. We closed the hole off where it's fit really tight. And then the headlights are actually CNC machined out of polycarbonate.
I see the name in there.
So Vintage Machining did the headlight bezels, and then EVOD did the headlight lenses themselves. The bumper guards are 3D printed, and then we rubber coated them.
You got all the way outside the box with this one. Look at all these bolts.
I think I spent probably about a week and a half stripping all the paint off that element. Because I didn't want to lose the gold trim, so I hand did it by hand in my living room watching TV.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I wanted to keep all the gold in it, but I wanted to change the colors.
Man, good job. You did a good job, my man. All right, so let's talk about this beast underneath the hood.
So
man.
the motors was built by Don Hardy Race Engines.
Uh-huh.
It's just a standard LS3. He actually changes all the internals. They're all Don Hardy Race Engine internals. And then he made the machined valve covers for us. It's got twin throttle bodies on it. We were trying to simulate, what would it look like on a 57.
Right.
But once again, the problem, I wanted an original Batwing originally.
Really?
But the problem is that the motor came up so high in the car to get it this low.
Right, with the body
that
drop.
the Batwing wouldn't fit. So then my buddy just said, well, I'll just make a Batwing for it. So they just made that.
Custom radiator support, man. I love how you did the satin
Yeah.
in the engine bay and the gloss. Man, that's a beautiful touch.
And the satin's all throughout the whole belly pan of this car. The belly pan's all flattened floors. All the floors are completely flat in this thing. And it's all satin. The chassis is like a satin black. And then all the rear end and all the suspension, you can see the A-arms and everything, they're all super shiny black.
Yes.
They molded, and I think we had about 130 hours in the rear end housing molding it. I mean, there's not one seam in anything underneath this car.
Look at the suspension, bro. You can eat off of that. This is the real. You can eat off of it. I'm gonna try to
We
climb
took
underneath
and
it
put
later.
the master cylinders under the dash.
Okay.
So we put it sideways under the dash so we didn't have no master cylinder in the engine bay.
Okay, so look, we was about to miss. If you close the hood for me?
Yep.
Because I see some stuff we was about to pass up. I see no emblem on the front.
No, we took the emblem off. But you can see this is billet, and you look at how thin this is, Kelly boy. They actually take all the. You think it would be a solid piece, but this thing weighs like a pound, the whole thing.
What?
And they machine it all, and they machine like where the bolts on.
All the bolts. Look at
See how it bolts in?
Everything is done.
They do an incredible job when they do this.
Look at this, y'all.
And we just sent them this in a raw form. We actually bondoed the original one and made the gaps exactly the way that we wanted it, and then they 3D scan it and then build it on the CNC machine.
Mm. Yeah, let's close it up.
Same thing. The hood rockets were the same. They were done by Mike Curtis as well. Curtis Speed is the name of the company. He built the wheels and the rockets. So they kind of give you this. You give them an idea. Usually when we start off with all the cars now, we start with Eric Brookmeyer. He's a designer. Mm-hmm. He designs. He's just, he's all he does is draws. So we shoot him ideas, and then he gives us a complete rendering to scale. And then once we go to like the hood bar or anything like that, I'll tell him, hey, we want to change the hood bar. We're going to do this and that. And they'll actually, he'll start sending you a bunch of different versions, and then you could pick which one. And then once you pick it, then he redefines it, the drawing really well, so that he could send it to the machinist.
Wow.
So each part, then like I did the hood rockets, and he gave me about 5 or 6 samples. We picked this one. Then he really gets a real detailed drawing, sends it to the machinist, and the machinist goes from there. They develop it. They'll 3D print it in plastic for us, send us a plastic version so we could test fit.
Wow.
And then once that's test fitted, then you can We actually
finalized.
use those for body work and everything, and then they'll cut the real ones out of billet for us.
Wow.
The headlight rings, everything was done in plastic first. I wish I would have kept the plastic molds.
You threw them away?
Yeah, yeah. I told him, I said, we should have had the plastic pieces to show people
Right.
the pieces in plastic because it was really neat.
Let me show y'all this, man. This is what it's all about right here. Look how crispy that line is. That's when you know the big dogs. And look at that right there. Those lines are nothing to play with. Man, this thing is beautiful, man. I have you lift it up later. I'll try to get underneath the bottom of my other camera, but wow. That's it right
Yeah,
there.
underneath is incredible.
Yeah, I got to show them everything on this
You
one.
know,
I don't want to miss nothing.
it was really neat piece.
Let's talk about this 56, brother.
That's the driver.
This is the driver?
That's the driver. And that's when I won't do nothing to it.
Really?
Yeah.
I love 56, man. I ain't gonna lie.
I love 56
I
too.
love it because you can two-tone them.
Yeah, I love two-tones.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I love everything about two-tone. I love 57s. I think 57s is the best lowrider, period.
Yeah.
But I like 56s a lot.
56 is me, especially
So
the
I picked
Nomad.
this up from one of the guys in the club, and I haven't done any. I skirted it, put a Continental kit and some spotlights on it, and
Called it a day.
I called it a day, and I drive it. Change the carpet in, and I drive it. And everybody keeps bugging me. We should just put wheels on. I'm like, nope. Then it gets parked in the bubble, and I never drive them. Yeah, so I don't want.
We're gonna talk
more
about
of
those bubbles too.
I got plenty of those non-drivers.
So this is his driver, y'all.
Vortec, disc brakes, and a 700R.
I know that's right. Just enough to drive.
Right. Just goes down the freeway 70, 75, no problem. You know.
Bro, you got a beautiful driver here, man.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love this car. I think this is one that is not, this is the only one that's not for sale.
You think it's still the 7?
57 is going to go for sale this year.
What?
Absolutely. Yeah, I got the new car coming out, so.
It'd be like that.
Yeah.
It'd be like that. So hey, I'll put his information here.
I mean, it's going to be the right money for that one, I'll tell you.
Oh yeah.
'Cause I got the right money in it.
Wow, man, this is a beaut too. Let me show him this. Don't hit nothing, and we're gonna talk about these bubbles in here. Look, he even has a plaque in it, y'all. Northern California, man, stand up. Northern California, stand up. So let's talk to him about these bubbles in here, man, because I've always wanted to know about these myself.
This is the best thing I've ever bought my entire life. These things are, they are incredible. So you blow it up first. See the pump that's sitting on the ground back there?
Yes.
So that's the one that keeps the structure blown up. So when the air goes down, it keeps it full up. And then right in the back wall, there's a little tiny fan with a filter.
See it.
That's the one that keeps the thing pressurized. And it moves the air through this thing a couple times a day. And so you can't get humidity on the chrome or nothing. It just, they really, and then the country out here, my cars would get, maybe a week in the garage if they're clean.
Yeah.
Now they could stay a year and they stay perfectly clean in here.
Nothing bumps into it. I love it.
Yeah.
So they come in different sizes?
They come in all different sizes. That one I think is a 16, and these are all 20s.
So when I tell you open up the garages, these cars was freshly clean, ready for show at all times.
And I've talked to this guy, the guy that actually makes these, and we've been talking back and forth about, he's designed one now that we could put a 4-post lift in them, so we could stack cars in them.
No freaking way.
And so what you do is the bubble goes in first,
right,
and then the lift goes in it. You roll the lift in, and then you could stack 2 cars in them.
Oh my God.
Which would be, that's
I need all that information.
Yeah, I mean, that is. So I've been hawing back and forth. We were going to build another garage. Originally, we had a permit to build a 6-car add-on. But I decided to get rid of some cars instead.
I know, man. It'd be like that, especially when you don't drive them. It's like,
and the maintenance is just incrable on these cars. Every time you take one out, you got to do something to it.
Exactly.
So my buddy loved it. I mean, he. But like I said, they build all my cars and they do everything to them, and so I've always got at least 1 or 2 cars in their shop all the time, But they just, like I was explaining to you earlier, I enjoy the build, I think, more than owning the cars now, which is, most people can't say that, you know what I mean? You got to get a good builder.
Yeah.
And when you get a good builder, man, you got to stick with them. And you make sure you pay them. on time.
Yeah.
Right? That's the key thing, I think. So.
Wow, brother. All right,
Yeah.
I'm get my camera, have you lift them up, and I'm gonna show underneath the bottoms of them.
Okay.
Do you want to show the other garage?
Well, you want to show the one with the?
The 60?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go and check that out? Don't go and knock that out, and I'll come back and finish this up.
Okay. Yeah. I think these guys are here to pick up this.
Told you.
The garage is a mess.
Heavy hitter edition.
You want this?
Oh, go ahead and handle that. I'll turn it off then. Check out this lamb. Oh, man, the big dog. Ooh-wee. And the chopper. Man, I remember West Coast choppers and stuff was on hit, man. Everybody wanted one of those. Crazy times. You seen it? Spice out here. Look, even the golf cart has a plaque. Does your golf cart have a plaque? I don't think so. No, just talking smack. I just can't even believe I'm over here, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all right now. Man, follow your dreams, man. This is my dream. I saw myself doing this as a little kid. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all right now. This is crazy. Let me show y'all this. He got some trucks over here too, real quick. So he has a twin to a lifted truck. Let me show you. I'm gonna turn this around. This is for sale too. Like my man said, man, anything you see, you can get, except for his 56. So he's got a lifted truck, and then over there he has a lower truck that looks just like it. So there's an OBS over here that I'm going to talk to him about because it is full of cobwebs. So, hey, again, his information of being here, y'all can hit him up. I'm sure he will let you have this. I know about this, man. I got stuff with cobwebs on it. I don't have time to enjoy it. It's like you just want to get it to fulfill an accomplishment, and then it's on to the next. Wait till y'all see this other garage though. This is where the lowriders is at. So I know there's some lowrider people like, oh my gosh, there's no cars on 13s, but it's going down. So obviously I'm not gonna have him do the driving thing on this video. I do gotta apologize for y'all, but we're more or less out in the country, so I'm sure he's not gonna drive this down a dirt road. So I'm gonna get you guys rolling footage right now, going to the other garage, and then we'll continue from there. Wow. One day, I have my 57. All right, let's show y'all this other garage. Y'all ready? Y'all got y'all seatbelts on? You sure?
Are you gonna throw that thing in the big trailer?
This? You think we should do that? Might as well. Shit.
Take the fucking golf cart.
Oh,
Yeah, I would. That way we had the golf cart tomorrow.
Get that shot of what do you call that?
Blue Olympic?
No.
So again, we're in the country. Dirt roads, so apologize, I'm not going to ask for rolling footage because it's going to be way too much work, as y'all can see. So it is what it is. I think he has enough cars to satisfy y'all for rolling footage for today, but let's get back to these lowriders now.
That's your brother, bro. Remember I told you that.
Sneak peek. Y'all might remember this one. Look at this thing.
How much is it?
This is like a true car enthusiast and what's in your garage all in one.
You're gonna do that?
My true car guys is gonna love this.
Huh.
Stem cell.
Oh, that.
Yeah. Really? Yeah.
Good old carburetor life, right? Again, apologies if there is any wind noise. Trying my best to get rid of it, but it is what it is, as y'all can see. I gotta get this.
We can put it back in there, don't matter.
I gotta get this. So it's gonna pull the 62 out so we can put the 57 up there so we can see the bottom of the 57. 62 low for y'all real quick. Traditionals. Oh yeah, and y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for another episode that I'm about to go film after this. I think y'all know what's getting ready to happen after I do this feature. But if you don't, I guess you'll find out. Again, I'm turning my camera around. I'm looking for features, lowriders, big wheel stuff, G bodies, anything. I'm filming everything now. I got true car enthusiast show that I'm doing that has every car, and then I have, let me turn around so y'all can see me, because I'm dark. And I got the lowrider series, which is what's in your garage. But this is a little bit of both. Hit me up at a day with Caliber. Oh, we got action going on. My bad, y'all know some of y'all probably want to see that. I apologize, but it is what it is. My man hopped out with the plaque in his hand. Let's get this real quick. Traditionals. They said it's pretty much all stock, minus the wheels, hydraulics, and some gold leafing.
I actually, believe it or not, like clean quite often.
We are in the Bay. You know, the Bay is all about zeniths. Again, shout out NorCal. You guys are doing it big, man. I see y'all. I see y'all. It's back window. with the hood for y'all and let y'all see. Hopefully it holds up on its own. Look at that. Look at these speaker grills, y'all. Look at those speaker grills. That's so sick. And when I tell you there's details even behind, I don't know how good this is gonna get, even behind the batteries is all painted, everything is nice. I hear him cranking up that 7, yo. Let me go get it. I'll come back to this. I promise y'all. If I don't, oh well. This 7 is life, y'all. This bad boy makes me want to cry. I ain't even gonna lie, man. I want my 7 back so bad. Before y'all ask me what's going on with the 57, I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't even know where it's even at. My man got a barn over here, yo. This is so awesome. So what I was saying earlier is I need features. I got people lined up, but I need to keep them going. So if you want to be featured on What's in Your Garage or True, holla at me. At a David Cali Boy on Instagram. I can't believe you're driving in the dirt. I stepped on them potholes right there, almost fell down. If y'all caught that, rewind the tape back, you'll see me kind of stumble right now. My man said he's interested in selling that. That is crazy. But I feel him. It'd be like that. I sold some stuff that people can't believe I sold, but on to the next. Here we go. I will show this. Give me a little bit. I'll show y'all.
I thought it would. That spray should come out a lot better.
It's a night and day difference outside and inside.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't even understanding. Wow. You say you want me to break it down?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's, see, this is where you can see where all the 12 points. So these bolts and nuts, what we did is we put everything together.
Yeah.
And then we marked them and had them machined off where was one thread showing on every one. And then we remachined the bolt itself so it matched this.
Oh my gosh.
These are little snubbers that we built, 3D printed, so we can stop these, we can bottom it out and not let it hit the ground.
Got you.
Oh, there you go, there's a problem.
You do put on the lift, right?
Yeah. That's why the adjusters aren't working. See, they're supposed to be like this.
Right.
We broke one. Perhaps we overextend it sometimes. So the rear end housing, everything on this thing was completely molded. They had like 120 hours in the housing and the pumpkin just molding it.
What? Yeah, because man, I see it.
Yeah. I mean, everything. We
That
molded
powder
all
coat is
this
nice.
here, all the inside of the floors.
Yeah.
Everything was molded. The whole tunnel. When they did the frame, you can see where they mold everything on the frame.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all, there's a company, it's called, what is it, Junior?
Patco's.
Patco's Powder Coating, and they're in,
LA, Orangevale?
no, it's right by the Grapevine. I forgot what the heck it is. But anyways, they're the only guys that can actually that they can mold.
Yeah, he just saw that right
I'm
now.
just saying that. That's why we're not going to be able to. But anyways, they did the entire chassis, and they do all Dave Kindig's chassis for him, and he's the one that turned me on to them. And so they're the only guys that actually can mold and then powder coat. So this is actually powder coated and molded.
Look at all these fittings and stuff, though.
You can see the way the exhaust and everything tucks. So
right, it's tough.
there's nothing
It'll
that
lay.
hangs-
Right.
There's nothing that hangs lower than.
It actually snapped in there, huh?
Yeah, it broke.
So, like, how do you fix that?
You got a rag, Junior? Let me get the bag. Never. No, I don't think I would never do another one without it.
It'd be like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we molded all the ARs. We loaded everything on this underneath the suspension.
And beneath there. Wow, even the coating on the transmission is nice.
But you see where we machined the heads off the bolts?
Yeah.
So they're all exactly the same exact distance out of the nut.
Wow. Some thick arms.
Yeah. These are factory Roadster shop. That's what comes with
Really?
the chassis. Yeah.
Hey, do you ask Marcos if he's going to get this thing in before we go to Atlanta?
I'm sure we can.
Wow.
Blend? Think you can blend it better?
Yeah, I'm sure we can.
Without the
A little
structure?
bit. Everything.
You can even see here, Kelly. Look
Even
at
those bolts.
all the lines are inside the frame. So this is the power for the starter. So everything comes bulkhead out of the frame.
Wow.
The air lines are bulkheaded. You can see here. Where's the bag line? But it's at a bulkhead here, right here. So all the air lines are ran inside the chassis, and then there's just bulkheads, just a
Go up, y'all.
small power line coming out of it.
This is insane. Wow.
It's almost you have to see the underneath, really. I mean, there's so much.
Right, indeed. Let me go down. Yeah, fine details. Man, the back of the bumpers is painted.
So we made those little pockets here, so that's how we fished all the wire and everything, and we made little doors that you can hide all the bolts and.
This thing is immaculate.
Wow.
That's the lines I saw earlier.
Yeah, those are line. That's going to the master cylinder that's underneath
The dash.
Yeah. I mean, we even made all these washers. We made them billet to fit the body bolts.
This is a very well built car, my man. Wow. Wow.
right there.
The lift, where they lift it a bit.
And what is it?
Where they lift it, the 2-post lift they put it on. It's like
Okay, get everything y'all need, man. Beautiful.
all the bolts.
Wow. That ring some more. Everything.
There's the problem. We keep hitting the gas tank.
Really?
Yeah, and
Hit it
it's so
again?
polished. No, it is
Oh.
no. But what happens is we took it to Good Guys, and we actually had they wanted to do a photo shoot on the car, and we took it outside. And when we laid it out, the car lay so low that the asphalt was just a little uneven.
Yeah.
So it just sat on some gravel, just barely.
Oh.
But it's so polished that it doesn't take much. So this thing's, I think, been repaired 3 times. You know.
Right there.
But you can see the way they made the skirts fit and everything.
Oh yeah. Go down. Exhaust coming out the bumper. Yeah, it's like if you can't see this car in detail, you're gonna miss everything. Wow. Skirts is on there, no rubber. Beautiful. Guess I show him about this, and I'm pretty sure somebody's like, "What about that green 60?"
Junior knows all about it. It's his project.
Work in progress.
They're all work in progress. Whatever.
How do you do it? I didn't finish the hydraulics on this one, and I'll go back to the 60.
Was he?
Of
course. Bro, it takes 3 bolts. It's easier to do that than him trying to adjust his rear end. You know that, right?
Yeah. Well, I told him not to put it on.
Really?
I said, no. Well, we'll see. I said, that's Junior. Junior can tell you not to put
Attention
it on.
to detail.
Hey, he's got his new engraved plaque, bro. Don't worry.
Don't forget where that engraved plaque came from.
Uh-oh. Yeah, uh-oh.
Your brother's car.
Turn the camera off now.
Now you get a photo of Willie, bro. So you got 3 different engravers. What's up with that?
Get a good picture of that Cadillac back end.
Do that.
He said, "Don't do that."
Car's not even here, bro. It's supposed to be not even allowed to be here.
It's not allowed to be
Dang.
It's in Canada.
All right, I'm close to the trunk, and I'll go to that 60 for y'all. Heard it's a long project that's been taking a while. Of course, y'all know I don't close. I don't know people's stuff like that, so I don't want to be responsible. All right, let's go to that 60. This guy. It's getting there.
We're gonna
Man,
take
been
the,
sitting
you
for a
going to
while.
Reds with us? Yeah, you do. We're gonna take the roll.
Get his color.
I thought you were taking Willie's car, bro. I thought Willie was gonna take his car. He's a shot. Oh, here he is. Shut up.
Here he is.
Damn.
Show you the trunk.
You got your registered on, bro? Huh? You got that?
Not even done.
Oh, top man, you do it.
Look at all that detail, man. Look at all that detail.
It looks good outside, don't it? I think it looks good outside.
Batteries, look, they're still working on it.
You put your thing back on, Chevy? Oh,
Batteries, color match. Oh, show that mirror.
Oh, the tree plaque?
Ugh.
Oh, man. were on, bro. I was out here at 8 o'clock working. I heard you.
Wow.
Not out here. We're all together for working, bro.
Everything.
I like it outside, but the colors are better.
Not even done yet.
The black looks super dark inside, actually.
You done with this thing, bro?
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, you can take it down. Put it in the other garage, wherever you need. Okay. See if it'll show me the motor again real quick. Yeah, I know where I'm at. Where's Junior at? Junior?
Golf cart.
Yeah, the skirts didn't rub when you pulled it out.
It didn't rub, but I didn't have it all the way locked up.
I think it'll rub, well, for one, the drive shaft will hit if you lock it up.
Yeah. I just drove
I
right
worked all
here.
day yesterday trying to get that fucker lined up.
Are you guys taking this thing to Reds?
I don't care.
I think we're gonna do reds next.
Otherwise, we'll put it back in the garage.
Yeah, because I'm done with it.
I gotta see if it rolls without scraping anything.
Can I see the motor on that 60 again?
Yeah.
We just took this skid on the left. We're gonna put it back in the bubble.
Wow.
Just needs a little TLC.
Just a little bit, but it's got everything it needs.
Yeah.
Everything,
They all
literally.
think TLC, huh?
Yeah. Mirrors up at the top. Go to the other side. Wow. She'll have her day though. You look back at this video, like, oh, I remember it was like that. You close it up. Wow.
This says this won't smell on the house.
Started.
That was a rendering for the 57. Wow.
Did you move that big truck?
Yep. Cars
Fuck around.
All the cars are zipped up, ready to go.
What are you doing with this one?
I'm gonna
This thing is
drive
bad.
road to see if we can hear
You
that.
guys gonna hit switches?
No, probably not.
Oh, fuck.
Maybe.
This thing is bad.
All right, can one of them drive a big truck to my dad's house and drop it off? We'll go that way to Reds.
This thing is
That
bad.
way they can put it.
So
You're just dropping it.
normally I do interviews and so forth, but with these guys, so we're just gonna keep it moving because battery life doesn't last that long whenever you're doing this kind of stuff. No interview, but we're gonna go to. I guess we're gonna go. So that's number 2. So
That's what he said.
what's in your garage?
Scared. Scared to hit switches, bro.
What it do, everybody? It's your boy Big CB. What's in your garage t-shirts are now available, along with some overflow of China's with a date knockoff. So if you want that shirt, go shop now. The cartoon What's in Your Garage t-shirt is only available for limited time for the supplies that I have available. So if you don't get it now, don't ask for it later. It's not going to be for sale again. Click the link. Should be right up in here somewhere. Hurry up and buy.